How you doing? Tom from the Rusty Rivet. Tonight is video 6 of 6 of the MP200 Pro from YesWelder giveaway. The Rusty Rivet is giving one of these out brand new to a lucky subscriber to the Rusty Rivet. So make sure you subscribe to watch all 6 videos. You have until tomorrow to watch them, because tomorrow I am drawing the winner of this. I'm going to ship it to someone in the continental US. Ship you this welder. It's the base model. It does not include the foot pedal. It does not include the spool gun. If you want to, you could get one of those from YesWelder. I have a discount code I can get to you. Tonight, we're going to talk very briefly about electrolytic cleaning. Some people call it electromechanical cleaning. Some people call it passivation cleaning. I really haven't known much about it. I haven't done much stainless in my whole career. But what happens is it uses this brush and it runs a current through the carbon fiber bristles of this. All right. It uses one of 4 types of acid. Okay. It will use citric acid, nitric acid, phosphoric acid, or sulfamic acid, sulfur-based acid. Most of the stuff you find on the internet appears to be phosphoric acid. I thought I'd use citric acid. It seems a little less irritating to the lungs. With stainless steel in general, it's going to give off a hexavalent chromium, which is very bad for you. So anytime you're doing this, you want to wear some sort of respirator. I went with citric acid. I just figured it was safer. However, I do want to say it leaves a sticky mess on everything. So make sure you clean it off good. I didn't realize it'd be sticky. Okay, and man, it made a mess. However, it cleaned up pretty easy, but it just kind of, yeah. Anyways, it's kind of like getting the syrup on your fingers when you're eating the waffles. You know what I'm talking about? Okay. Kind of gross. All right. With citric acid, you want to use a 10 to 20% with distilled water. Okay. 10 to 20% citric acid. It's a food grade citric acid. So I figured it'd be a little safer. You want to go between 6 and 12 volts. I saw the setting that it automatically went to on the MP200 was 20 volts. It was a little high. It started melting my bristles. I had to bring it down to about 10 volts. 10 to 12 volts I found worked the best for it. So going into this, it'll say it wants, if you go in TIG, you do this under your TIG function. You enter. And then when you are in this little selector here, okay, you could do high frequency start, lift start, or clean. You want to pick cleaning, and I'll say cleaning, and I'll show a brush, okay? Once you have it set to clean, it's automatically on. It found 12 volts where I left it last time. All right, let's see how it does. All that's left is the marks from the welding. as you saw, we kind of just dipped this in the fluid and then ran it right over where I welded. Okay, you might notice a clue there. All right, I'll throw a slide up that it might help you understand a little bit what's going on. You might want to experiment with different chemicals. All right, I made my own chemicals. Okay, I used food grade citric acid, mixed it 20% with distilled water, and it worked fine. Okay, just make sure you clean up the mess because man, that was sticky when I came back out here. You're going to want to experiment a little bit with your polarity on this. I see some documentation that goes DCEN and some that say DCEP. I found it to work fine with DCEN. So you might want to, and that's, this wand is negative, okay? You might want to experiment with that. Let's look at this welder. Let's look at everything it has one last time, just so you understand. It's got the 7.1 high definition screen. It's got the AG60 plasma torch. It's got the 24 KD MIG gun with metal neck. It's got the passivation cleaner or electrolytic cleaner, whatever you want to call it. The TIG torch with control on the handle. You also can add a foot pedal, that's optional. So isn't the spool gun. You can add a spool gun to it. You could do lift start, you could do high frequency start. This is a non-touch torch. It does stick welding well. You could do pulsed stick welding with it. Between everything, there's a lot of options with this machine. It's a good machine to get started with. If you have the previous MP200 and you're wondering if you should upgrade to the 200 Pro, I think so. I think the options are out there, okay? You could probably sell your old MP200 and then it wouldn't be such a big cost to upgrade. But I do think that an upgrade for this would be a sound investment. But I know everyone on this video is interested in who's going to win this. So you have all my clues now. There was a clue in the video. It's pretty subtle. Watch when I'm cleaning. That'll help you out. That's all I have for you tonight. I'm going to get right to work, get this video online, and set up the Google form. Remember, enter the secret word. You'll automatically have to put your email in there, and you'll have to put your subscriber name. You must subscribe to win this welder. I've met a lot of you online talking to you back and forth about this machine, and I wish I could give everyone a welder. I can't. I can only give one. So I wish everyone luck. Thanks for tuning into the Rusty Rivet, and like, share, and subscribe. And I'm going to have a lot more of these contests as we go. I'll see you. Good luck.